Hello, this is Megami Tensei Neuroheroine 2, the Windows version. This is a free downloadable game that you can get off of itch.io. I will have the download link in the description under the video on YouTube. Let's go ahead and load my last save, which is here. I'm just about to go into the dungeon for mission 6, which is called something about knowledge. What did that say? Power of knowledge. I'm not sure it's a real dungeon though, because right before the boss in the last dungeon, the guy who gives the riddles, Orcus, he said something like, "This is the last time I'll see you," which means there won't be a riddle in the next dungeon. There's always been a riddle in the dungeon right before the bosses, so I mean, unless Orcus is not actually a proper precognitive. I mean, how would he know when he would never see me again, you know? Anyway, but if he was, then this isn't going to be a real dungeon. It's just been this plot twist about somebody in our HQ being a traitor, so I don't know if it's going to be a real dungeon. Anyway, I think I'm prepared for dungeon encounters if it is a dungeon, but I don't think it's a dungeon. Let's go though. Okay. Maybe it's just kind of like some story in a boss fight. Yeah, sure. I have a billion save games, so that's a cool picture. That's sweet. When I enter the Brian's hideout, the big brain on Brian. Okay. She'll probably just freak out and shoot everybody. Hi, Brian. Are you a traitor? Hi, Viola. Are you a traitor? That's weird. Hey, Brian woke up. That's good news. Oh, his chairs are rocking. Looks bad for Brian. Close your chair and go into a little ball. Well, I think Brian's... Wow! Oh, that's really gross. Uh-oh. Ew. Oh, man. This is getting weird. Oh. Ew. Am I gonna have to look at these eyes this whole time? Okay, well, at least it's not Brian's eyeballs. I think. Is it snowing in this other dimension? Hey, we got tentacles. Yeah. Okay, your big eyeballs with tentacles. Uma. Abba. Ovo. Dato. Come on, guys, use your words. So, I don't know. Oh, is it gonna... Are we stuck on full moon, or is it just... What if I skip a turn? What else could I do, really? Skip a turn. Okay. Origin or Absolute? I guess I should write these down. They're like a rap group. Got a pretty buff song going here too. Origin. Floating eyeball with tentacles. Wait, he would be the left floating eyeball. Or she, I don't know. And, Absolute would be the right floating eyeball, I think. Absolute is the lowest, or the first alphabetically of all the monsters. That's the right floating eyeball. Okay, I've got them in my notes. Ready to go. Let's see. Let's talk to Origin. This music seems pretty loud. I think I'd better, just lower it a little bit. There we go. Okay. I don't want to flirt with an eyeball. There you go. Okay, that was easy. Okay. So, neutralizes all. Vulnerable to ice, though. So, no sword, no gun. Hey, and, so the one on the left is vulnerable to ice. Ah. Oh, the one on the right is much more vulnerable. Okay, so weak all except is. So I can hit him with a sword or her, whatever, I don't know. Sword, well, I'll just say all bullets basically. This seems like a setup, like why? I don't know. Well, I guess I'm gonna try to take out Absolute. Okay. So 75, if I skip, that takes like 3 turns. Oh, actually, the magic whip does a lot of damage, though. So... pepperoni on Absolute. Oh, hey, that kind of hurt. That was wimpy. No. Ooh. Does that mean I can't use whip? I hate that. So I just raised my endurance to 60 with incense that I bought from the store between missions. Wonder if that'll get me out of this stone thing faster than I used to get out of it. Well, given that that happened, I guess I'll just hit him with my sword. Oh good, he put me on sight, so now I'm not stoned anymore. Well, oh... I know. Sweet. Whip whip. We didn't even use the advanced speed boost. Okay. So origin... I'm just gonna have to use ice spells. That sucks. This is gonna take forever. Sit on ice, but there isn't really any point in whipping because my ice is low enough that it's not going to do that much more damage than the spell. It'll take a couple turns to get the stamina to do it. And I've got a ton of magic, so I just have to keep casting this dumb spell. Back to origins. Oh. Pretty cool graphic with these floating eyeballs here, I guess. Alright. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing this. You can cleanse yourself all you want. I mean, I might as well do one whip, but it's only going to do like 21 damage or 20 or I don't know. Glacial Lash. No? Alright, I haven't. Right. Oh, what? They're invulnerable to ice now. Oh, they changed their vulnerability. That's weird. Is that how it always worked? Because I noticed with some monsters after, if they didn't specifically have vulnerability to something, sometimes I could still hurt them with it, but then after a use or two they would then say it's invulnerable. But this time, specifically said they were vulnerable to ice, and then it said they were invulnerable after a little while, and now they're vulnerable to elec instead. That's just weird, man. Well, I do more damage with Elex, so I'm so excited I can't talk. Get some water, hang on. This music's pretty sweet. Okay. Well. That's my electric buddy, right? I don't know, probably. Set on Elec. Man dare to challenge the essence of being. Hiroka's a woman, jerk. Don't you misgender her. Okay, well. That's 30 damage, that ain't too bad. How did I still have stamina? I don't know. Oh. That kinda hurt. that's not so bad. Oh. Oh, so that time I actually saw it said they changed vulnerabilities. I didn't notice it that it said that before. Attack has been enhanced by sacrifice. Oh, that's them. Oh, there it was. I just missed it. So wait, do they do that every time they use that cleansing? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Psych. I mean, I guess this is an appropriate showdown, right? Which one? I don't remember, man. How about you? Yeah, okay. Breaking the laws of the universe, cool. I'm such a bad girl. I'm not a man. Okay, this is gonna do, like, really weak damage. Oh, really? Oh. Dang it. I wonder if this one doesn't ever set them on... Oh no, there's a psyched status. It should do it, right? I just haven't leveled it up. There you go. Sayo, you get the crimson... Wait, magenta pepperonis? A whopping 15 damage. Whereas this does... 14. Well... Oh. Of course. Alec. Zeodine. The Hiroko. Ah, he could be alright. We probably got cosmic powers now. I mean, he's probably dead. But, I mean, we're in some weird dimension. Who knows? How can we ever... Well, I won't be too surprised if, that end song there gets flagged as a copyright claim on YouTube, and I just have to cut the whole thing. More, if I do, then that's just, you should play the game for yourself. It's got a cool end song. Well, that's it. She's just in another dimension after killing some tentacle eyeballs who grotesquely murdered her friends. And, I suppose the author might have a sequel in mind there already, who knows. have a save right where the end song begins, so I guess that's nice. Well, I guess that's it. So that was an interesting game. Yeah, it had some rough parts, but, you know, most games do have some. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. And I guess as far as, endings go, that pretty much wrapped things up like you would want. I liked the end song. That was cool. And the last fight there sort of made logical sense in the sense of the progression of the battle system and the battles. Although that boss wasn't really messing with me nearly as much as the boss in the previous dungeon, who was just doing relentless status effects. This one like turned me to stone once and then did psych, but that wasn't a big deal. I mean, I guess I don't know, maybe I have too many hit points and they just don't threaten me a whole lot in that sense, unless they freeze me, and then I just get unlucky and stay frozen until dead. That can happen. Like it did against the last boss, actually, although then I raised my endurance to 60, so I would have been less likely this time. But of course, I never bothered raising my endurance before because you can just reload if that happens. I mean, who cares, right? So I suppose maybe I should. I was gonna say I should lower the text size so my stats aren't overlapping, because this is a artificially increased text size. I mean, or text size. It's more like that. But I like it. I like it big. I like it big. He says, "Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. It's a free game. Why not go play it? You can mess with it in all kinds of interesting ways. Like I pumped my magic up to, over 1,000, and then just kind of lived off that for a long time. And I saved up and got the most damaging sword in the game and just whacked things with the sword and can kill most things in one hit. So that was kind of fun. And I lopsidedly leveled my elemental affinities, so fire did a ridiculous amount of damage. And I think probably if I bothered to go through my demon notes, and count, probably more demons are vulnerable to fire than any other single element. I think it felt that way. Maybe no, I don't know. Sure felt like it. Oh, and of course, the main thing I did was just pump my speed up to a really ridiculous number pretty early on, so then I just had way more turns than everybody else. I ignored intellect stat because, I mean, what? I don't know what more that would have done for me. It's something about talking to the demons, but I mean, hitting them up for money or healing doesn't seem that worthwhile after a bit. And I ignored everything except speed for a long time. Then I gave luck some raising so that I could not have to click on skip turn so often to get my stamina and magic up. And finally I raised endurance right before this last mission, because I don't know, I didn't think raising luck anymore would make much difference. Well, that's about it. So this is the first RPG I played in years, because pretty much, you don't really maybe realize this until you become photosensitive, but pretty much every RPG, almost every RPG ever made, certainly jrpg style RPGs, um, have just a lot of flashing effects. And if you are photosensitive, that you don't really want that. You could get migraines. So I've been looking for a cool looking RPG that did not have flashing effects, and ideally was a single character, not a party. That wasn't a super must have. Definitely the no flashing visual effects thing certainly narrowed down the range of RPGs I could play to almost none, except like old Western RPGs, like really old, like pre-NES Western RPGs, and a lot, those are mostly kind of a little rough and party based, except for roguelikes. So I've been playing Angband, for instance. Angband's pretty cool. I don't know if people count that as an RPG, but it's got similarities. I mean, you're going through a maze. That's what I was doing in this game most of the time. Anyhow, that's beside the point. So here we stand in the middle of an endless cosmos. Or do you say cosmos to try to sound more erudite or something? Um, just having this contemplative moment. It's kind of nice. I kind of want to listen to that end song again, but it probably did get copyright struck and I had to delete it. Who knows? Hopefully not, but I ain't counting on that one making it into this video. Play the game for yourself. It's not really that long as far as RPGs go. It's longer than I thought it would be, but a lot of the length of my playthrough was messing around. I'm sure you can do it way faster. And yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time Googling outside of Megami Tensei wikis when I knew that I would probably have to go to the wikis. Um, I just kind of had fun with it. I leveled like 20 more levels than I really had to, and that made things interesting at the end when I ran out of new demons to fight, so it just started giving me random level demons. Yeah, see, if I hadn't leveled those 20 levels, I'd be level 56 right now, and that would be fine, because the demons ran out at level 65. But, yeah, I wanted to do that for various reasons. There were some things about the battle system that were frustrating me, and I didn't feel like having to worry about them so much, for one thing. So what do? You power level. Not that I did it particularly quickly, and not that, I mean, it doesn't matter. You just level every 2 battles, so that's just how it goes. Yeah, I can probably just shut up now and call this playthrough complete. Playthrough complete. Megami Tensei Neuroheroine 2. Played through the whole thing. I don't regret it. It's got a lot of cool stuff. Certainly love the aesthetic of the game as a whole. I mean, it's a lot of it is illustrations by the chief Megami Tensei series illustrator, whose name I'll always forget. But and then the game's creator ran them through what he called a pixelization filter, and came out with this pretty cool look for the game. And I liked a lot of the music he included. And, you know, he didn't have all kinds of ridiculous flashing effects. I mean, it's just like no quote unquote professional game studio seems to think they can get away with not having, eye damaging flashing effects when they make an RPG, or they're all just super paranoid that players will just spontaneously fall asleep if they don't keep flashing a strobe in their eyes during combat. They all have a feeling that their combat just isn't interesting enough, so they just have to just melt the player's eyeballs during combat. But the author of this game did not do that, and I am very grateful. And he made a game that certainly kept me entertained. So thanks to James Hilton, that's on itch.io, and they are on YouTube as Dude Third. I have links to the game on itch and to their YouTube channel. Those are in the description below this video. Check those out. And there is a prequel to this game, which is on their itch page, and you might find that one interesting. It's not a dungeon crawler like this one was. The author said they specifically wanted to do a dungeon crawler with the sequel, so they kind of changed things up. The first one is more of, well, I haven't played it. I just looked at the screenshots, and I think I went and looked at a video. It's more of a sort of talking and encounters in a city or something. I don't know. I guess it's probably like certain Megami Tensei games. For all I know, I've never played a Megami Tensei game, so this game also introduced me to I guess a lot of Megami Tensei stuff. I mean, I don't really know. I don't know if it is or not. How would I know what stuff in here is Megami Tensei stuff, except that, you know, all of the illustrations pretty much, I think, are from various Megami Tensei games. And the two riddles whose solutions I had to Google up on from previous Megami Tensei games. Obviously, I learned a little there. So I guess I'm no longer quite a Megami Tensei noob, but still pretty much I am, you know. But I can't go play a Megami Tensei game besides this one. I guess I could, you know, play the prequel, but I kind of like dungeon crawlers, so I probably won't. It doesn't really have dungeon crawling. I can't go play a regular Megami Tensei game because they have all these flashing effects. So that's too bad. They also, I don't think there's one that's a solo character like this, is there? All the ones I've looked at were team-based, or party-based, I guess you would say. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of a unique game. It's like the one RPG that I could kind of play that suited my special needs, shall we say. So that was good. So thanks for being here, Megami Tensei Neuroheroine 2. And thanks to James Hilton, aka Dude Third, for making the game, putting all the time in to make this game. That must have been pretty tough. It's certainly unique, and I wish there were more games that I could play that are like it, because I don't know if I'll ever find another RPG I can play. Maybe I'll just have to keep playing this one over and over. I probably won't do that, but you know, it's I guess I can't rule that out completely. Anyhow, for now anyway, until I some future time when I'm so RPG starved because nobody else has made one that's accessible enough for me, until that time that I get so just needy for some kind of RPG action that I come back to this and play it through again, I guess that's it. So thank you once again for watching. And you know, when you're standing in the middle of the endless cosmos, you know, just remember the good times too. It's all part of this, you know. It's all there. That's it for me. Good night.